Want to 10x your growth? Discover how only 3 growth hacks in 10 days can change everything. Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today we're here with Mohammed Zakaria, better known as Zach, that is Z-A-K, and he is cracking things up in the print space. What he's doing is solving a fragmentation in the supply chain problems that make it difficult and more costly and reduces quality and a whole bunch of kind of problems when it comes to wanting to order print products. But he does more than print. He does sustainable products and is able to print on several materials. The cool thing, though, is he's not the one that does it. He's got a marketplace where people compete for the best price, best quality, and best delivery. We've all been in a scenario we want to order some business cards and we don't know where to go or the best person to do it from. He's got that solved. Today, we're here on hack number 1. Before we get started, I just want to remind you that we use the growth thinking methodology, and that's what we do here in the challenge. If you want to do what we're doing, this is your tool. Welcome aboard, Zach. What's going on?
Thanks, Nadir. Thanks for the great intro. It feels, a privilege to be on our next session. And yes, the earlier experience has been great, and we have already started implementing things and started getting understanding the whole signals, how the whole growth hacking works. And been really thankful for you and Founder Institute as well for nominating me.
Wonderful. No, and congratulations. The Founder Institute brings the top creme of the creme entrepreneurs. And so we're always happy and proud to have entrepreneurs like you who come on board. We've got amazing things, especially with serial entrepreneurs. It's so amazing to see how they keep duplicating success and figuring out ways to grow in other ways. So always amazing to see. And we got some good news. You've got some signals that worked. So let's dig in.
Yes, So when you discussed me to go ahead with the startup kit, so we thought, yes, that's a great hack, but how do we get, because we have been into this personalized industry, right? For us, creating identity is something important. Now, when we send a kit, there should be a certain personal touch, what I thought, maybe initially to get our signals. So what we did is we picked a few of our own startup communities whom we know personally, and we created a whole startup kit with their own logos. So where, like, for example, you used a t-shirt, we used a mug, this one, and we put their logo and send them, because that moment they see, they relate. They don't see our product. They see their logo first. Now, that's what we do it.
Let's step for 1 second. So let's describe the hack for those who are tuning in so they know what the hack is. So tell them what the hack is. And you double hacked. I mean, you just didn't implement the hack, but you found a way to pursue it by using a nostalgia factor and tapping into personalities. But before we do that, explain the hack in really simple terms so people tuning in know exactly what we mean by a startup kit.
So what we discovered was, with the last meeting, to create a startup kit. Now, startup kit is, now startup has a team people of 3 or 4 or 5 on average. What are the products do they need? What are the critical products we found that they need, every startup would need? Then we thought, let's just create those product, get all those products separately and make like a kit for them. So buying that kit is something very important for them, or their team. So what we did, for example, we took 100 business card, 1 t-shirt, 1 cap, 1 zipper bottle, and 1 lapel pin. Now, these 5 products is something very critical for every team in a startup, because this might be your identity for you to network with others, for you to grow your business, for you to carry that brand wherever you go, or wherever, it could be offline, or it could be, for example, today I'm using my own branding. Now, this is something, even if you're in digital, we need to create that identity for our own startup. So this is the whole kit is about the creating that identity for people who don't have enough of budget to spend. You don't have to buy like 100 products. No, we don't want to get into this. We want to create that value product for them in the whole kit, where they feel that this is a real worth a kit. And understand, before we implement, we wanted to know, is this really acceptable? Now, what are the signs? Is it positive or negative? How do they respond when we send them? So will people really, because it was our understanding whether they're gonna accept or no, but we wanted to get the signal. How do they respond? They'll be like, oh yeah, this is super cool. So what we did was we picked a few products, we made a kit, and we send it. We send it to people who are into running these startups. They have a team size on average of maybe around 3 to 5. And positive, yes, there were like, I would suggest maybe 50% were positive.
Perfect.
And 20% were someone who were like, okay, can we buy these things, and they were really, like, really ready to purchase. In
Okay.
the kit, they started picking up the products.
Oh,
So
they
for
start
example,
picking out the products. Oh, interesting. Okay.
see, if I can share you my screen, I can just give
Yes,
you one
yes, yes. Let's do
real-time
that.
example.
Yep. So I just want to point out to everybody as I share screen here with Zach, what he's done successfully is he's basically removed minimum quantity order, which is always a problem for people. And these are like small companies; they only need like a few hundred business cards, maybe a few T-shirts, hats, or whatever it is. And so what he's done is put a kit with everything that you can imagine need to just get your brand identity out there as a startup company. And he's made it really simple. But it sounds like from the signals, like you said, you have 50% positive response, 20% have made a commitment to purchase, and several of them have just nitpicked on certain products. And I think that's really cool because when you demonstrate to them, and sorry, one thing I missed out here, what Zach has done is taken the actual logo of the people that he's targeting and put it into the mock-up. Correct, Zach?
Yes, yes. Now, if you see my screen, what we did was, so this is a startup from Infi. Now, rather than sending a junk mail or rather than sending a startup kit just randomly, what we did was, because we are into personalized industry, we
Yes.
have to take that extra effort to create that personalized experience for any startup.
Yeah.
Now, first thing they will, if I remove that logo, it just becomes a product.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, if I remove, but for them, logo doesn't attract. The logo on the product attracts the whole product as for them
Yeah.
now.
It's
So when
meaningful.
I sent this kit to my one of these founder, now he was really like this, and he picked up few products in this. He literally made a purchase. He's like, "Can you give me a T-shirt and lapel pin and mugs from my startup?" They have a three
There you
people,
go.
and
There you
he
go.
picked the product from this, and he made a sale.
Wow. Perfect. That's
Because
a
we
perfect
could
signal.
send this,
Wow.
that's how we could, he saw that need came to in his mind. Oh
Yeah.
wow, why don't I buy this product, because my logo looks super cool on this type of a t-shirt or a mug.
Yep. Yep. So out of curiosity, when you showed the kit like this, did you give the kit a final price? Like get this whole kit for a certain price? Did you do that?
Yes, we were like, this is the mock-up. So when we understood, we gave two startup kit, two with a two different pricing. We
Okay.
restricted one with four products, another one with a six product. And yes,
Okay.
we gave a bundle pricing. Like for example, if you buy these products on individually, it's gonna cost you this much. But if you are gonna buy this as a kit, it's gonna reduce your cost by almost 10%.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really awesome to show them, like we always said, the rule of threes, like three different kits: a kit with like the basics, a kit with a little bit more, and a kit with all the bells and whistles. And then from there, I mean, if they select the single off product, I mean, there you go. Eventually, they'll end up buying the other ones. And I think part of the sales pitch in actually doing this, I think first off, putting the logo in there is just absolutely awesome, but also talking about the importance of why some of those products would be there. And for example, the mug, I mean, people may take the mug for granted, but you're there at your office or you want to give a mug away and you leave the mug as a gift to somebody you're there with. Your flyers, I mean, we're very digital today, but a flyer still stands out. I mean, it still does. I like the notebook you got there, and it's got one of those nice elastics around them. And those can be very elegant. They look very high and premium. And so giving a notebook with that on and just people remembering you like that. So these small things we take for granted, but they can go a long way in kind of describing to them what would be the benefits of some of these products. I think is awesome. The other thing is, okay, so you've got like the three kits and you can have starter volumes within the kit and then buy on your own. And so what that does is it gets people wrapped around the fact that if they were to buy one or two items, that the price would definitely be more, which isn't a bad thing because you've triggered them to purchase. But eventually it's like, listen, just get the kit and I can increase the volume for you or bring to a medium volume, and you've just kind of got everything in one place at one time. Right. There's some things in there I would consider, because a lot of these guys will be pitching partners, suppliers, and investors. Okay. And think about like, what is it that in your product line, because you've got this huge marketplace of a lot of products, right? We've just taken some of the basic things here. What can they leave behind or give a supplier? And I'm not talking a pen. I mean, okay, a pen is great. I mean, but I'm talking about something that would really get somebody's attention where their logo can be on it. You leave it with an investor, leave it with a partner, leave it with a supplier, customer, future customer, just something that can really relate to of course their logo being on there, but something that's not like a pen or a notepad that everybody may just give or leave behind. And some of those, like some of those more creative things using your, because you've got everything databased and in your inventory, I think that can go like a really long way. And what would happen is, I think those items may sell on their own, as long as you kind of talk, like you put it into context. Hey guys, you want to leave an impression with an investor? These 3 items. You want to leave an impression with a supplier? These 3 items, and you put their logo on it. We can test that later, because now we got signals on the kit. And in the next hacks, we're going to be taking the kit and we're going to be reapplying it, right? So that's the brilliant part, is we have a foundation to work with now. And so I think it's like, now just continue doing what you're doing, like get out there to like 10, 20 more, put their logo on it, and just get it out to them and just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. And then once you've got those guys in your CRM, how do you get repurchase now, right? So we'll talk about like, retention and other things. And I think the retention can come with these items, these unique items, like, give these to investors, give these suppliers, give them to partners, give these to customers. And there's a reason behind it. Why is it a great idea to give the following item? And, I'm not really having many creative ideas, but I'm sure if I went through the inventory of all the amazing things you've got in your platform, you'll find tons of them. And so that could be a good creative challenge for your team. Guys, like, these guys are always talking, again, investors, partners, suppliers. What would be like 1 to 3 items that would be super unique, that would be memorable, we could put their logo on, that we'd recommend would be great for those scenarios. Bam. And that's upselling, right? That's upselling. So we can start to create more, retention with some of these clients. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah, just for an example, the lapel pin. Now maybe a lot of viewers don't know, especially in UAE, making lapel pins, especially with that kind of a stainless steel. Now I'm not talking about the one which is out of the plastic. I'm talking about the pure stainless steel, the pin.
Yeah.
Now in UAE, you'll not find one supplier who can do with MOQs of 1 or 2.
Wow. Okay.
It's a guaranteed. There's no, because everyone will ask for at least MOQs of 100 pieces, 200 pieces. Now, what we did, one of our client wanted that lapel pill, just 3 pins now.
Yeah.
So for us, it was very challenging because we didn't find a vendor. So then we educated our vendor. Because we come from this industry, we knew how to we create that small quantities. It's very easier. Provided, if he has a resource. So we connected with them research. Now it's very proud to tell that Hum is only platform, even you can make a lapel pin, even 1 piece also.
Wow.
With a magnet or with you want a button option, you can have anything.
Wow.
This is something is happening because we have got a vendors who are being very passionate about and who've been supporting our journey, and we are using our experience of industry to helping them, educating them to create this more of a value-added products, because this is something where everyone looks for MOQs. Any companies you go, no, we can't do 100 pieces or 200 pieces. Now this is a challenge. Now, for us, if we don't innovate, for us, innovation is to make accessible even 1 piece also. That is what for us is more of an innovation for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think using the same technique you're talking about when you identify those unique products where you can, again, going back to the same model, we'll test that later on, not now, but I think like using the same way that you educated the vendors and helping them solve the problems internally so that they can do those not minimum MOQ, for removing MOQ, minimum orders. Because the key thing here is for these smaller purchases to work more frequently, they have to be open, whether it be 1, 10, or 5 or 100, whatever it is. I mean, like you said, if you have to buy 100 pins and you're a 5-man team, what are you going to do with the remaining 95 of them? Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, so that guys, that is Hamd, and Zach has growth hacked his first one with a positive signal. He's got his first purchase or 2, and he's gotten more positive signals in the sense of more customers. He'll continue down this path with the existing growth hacks. So there we go. To learn more about Zach and his platform, you can go below to click the link. If you want to know more about Zach and his story, go back to the first video, which is the kickoff video, and you can learn everything in the whole story behind Zach and his company, who is a veteran in this industry and can teach you quite a bit. So definitely do check that out. As we kind of tune out, just a quick reminder, this is based on the Growth Thinking Methodology book. You can use this to do what we do here on the challenge. Zach, any last words?
So whoever is watching, all your printing requirements ends at Hum. So you don't have to worry about quantities. You don't have to worry about the quality, delivery, design. Everything is taken care by Hum.
There you go, guys. Click the link below. Check it out. You'll be able to use their services. Good luck. We'll see you in 3 days for hack number 2.